Hello. Today I'd like to share some thoughts on expanding our capacity for fearlessness. You mean like being fearless? I do. And I think we have opportunities for this practically every day. Now, fearlessness as a topic of discussion is relatively new in human terms, and yet I feel it's one of those important tools to add to our spiritual toolbox as we go through these changes that are happening in our lives, in our world, in our society, our culture. Lots of opportunities to be fearful if we choose. A long time ago, I heard about a great book called Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway by a woman named Susan Jeffers. It was Susan's premise that we could get through any situation by moving beyond the pain, the paralysis, the depression, those feelings that accompany fear, and step into energy and confidence and power. Well, that sounds real good, but how do we do that? Well, Susan believed that it was an educational issue. Most folks think that getting by their fear is a psychological problem. But she said it was an educational problem, that we need to educate our minds to the fact that fear is a simple fact of life and not a barrier to whatever it is we want to do. Now, I totally agree with Susan because I ran the early part of my life completely on fear. And as I started to awaken, as I got beyond my conditioned responses to fear about everything, practically, I started facing my fear and doing it anyway. And then I made it my practice. I made it my practice to face my fears and do it anyway. And I found that by doing that, I felt so good on the other side of facing my fears that each time I had something to do, I would remind myself, you feel good on the other side. So I had enough experience at it. Also, another thing that I would do when I was facing my fears is I would use my mantra. My mantra, love and trust, love and trust, love and trust. So when I was stepping into mostly a physical situation, or talking to somebody I didn't want to talk to, or that going on stage, whatever it would be, I would say love and trust, love and trust, love and trust, and that would get me through anytime I was stepping into the unknown. Now, there are times when fear is real and to be paid attention to, and we have to trust our guts on that. And while we're going through this transformation of our world and our lives, it's important that we be grounded, we be fearless, and we be confident. So no matter how the earth burns, or how it floods, or how it shakes, or how it melts, that we stay out of fear with that. That we know that whatever going on, at the deepest level of our being, we know that all really is well. And then we hold the beam of love on whatever is happening. And even if our personal safety is at stake and we're in a really fearful situation, if we've been conscious in our fearlessness practice and facing our fears, that will help us be grounded sufficiently to do what we need to do in those situations. Now, facing our fears is an indication of our commitment to our conscious evolution and personal development. Fear stops us. Fear limits us. Fear holds us back. Don't hold back anymore. Now it's time to get past our old fears. To not do what we want to do, to not say what needs to be said, to close down our lives because of fears is to stop growing, to stop changing, to stop evolving. And that's not the way of our spirits. No. Our fearlessness practice will grow our confidence and ground our abilities to step more and more onto the new landscape of the new reality and step off the map of the known. Face our fears and do it anyway. Start now. Oh,